Hello, this is Steve on the Guru Brew. You know, I needed an intro for this video, and I started right into working on two different projects, and then I realized that I needed an intro, so this is the intro. Today I'm going to be working on two projects. I'm going to be working on a Dell backlight problem for the screen, and also we're going to be putting together a mounting system for my CNC router. So hang out with me and we'll get started. You know, my CNC machine hasn't been working for a while because the router burned up in it. It didn't really burn up, but I got a video on it if you want to watch it. Anyway, it's time to get serious about getting this thing back going again because I have some projects I want to do with it for the YouTube channel here. So anyway, I have to remove all this and build a new one, and I'm going to use this clamp. This was the base for this new router that I purchased. It's only had one job cut on it, and I want to get this hooked up right because this is floating inside here. So I think I want to cut a piece of another piece of wood and go with this same idea. This has worked really good in the past, but this one's going to be a little small because I want to incorporate this clamp, and that will also make it more rigid, and then it'll be easier to take out because I can just unclamp it here and pull it out. But you know, the twist of it is this dust shoe. I like this dust shoe and I'm definitely going to keep it, but you know, there's a lot more redesigning in that I'll have to do to accommodate that. And also I wanted to also incorporate a chip blower, and I purchased some parts before for this, and I just kind of threw them in this box with the intention to do it. In fact, look here, here's some of my old drawings. So it's not like I'm starting from scratch. I have some drawings here that I did before, and that looks like the drawings of the existing one up here that used to hold the old router. But I think I can modify these. Yeah, now that I'm looking back, let's see, this was yeah, I didn't date it. Anyway, I see that I incorporated these two holes here that go on through, and what I wanted to do was use a pump such as you know, like that one probably worked great, and incorporate it into a chip blowing system. And this is a piece of aluminum, and I had an idea. I actually had two of these. Okay, we might be in business here. These are actually aluminum pieces of pipe that came off a fueling can for a nitrous cars. Let me see. And they're really nice. I was thinking about doing something like this, and then putting some air hose on it with in fact, I already have it purchased here. So I've got a lot of these parts already here. Yeah, it's not gonna fit though. And then I had another idea. I made this nozzle up, and this is a piece of rubber tubing that I wrapped with stripped grounding copper out of a piece of 12-3 wire, I believe it was. And I wrapped it, and then I put black tape on it so it would allow me to make like a blowing nozzle, is what I was trying to do. Something soft yet holds its shape when you move it. And I see I've been experimenting with that too. So anyway, what I want to do in a nutshell is take all these. Okay, here's another one I made. Yep, this was about a year ago I did this, and I'm just now getting back to it, but I'm forced to because of this new router. But you can see how I wrapped that pipe, and they took the grounding wire, just the copper, and wrapped it really nice. And I think that's black tape, or it could be shrink. That looks like black tape. Anyway, that's the mission today, so let's go get the CAD system fired up and see if I can locate these drawings, because I've had some computer changes since last year when I drew these up, so I'm hoping they're still there. So I'll meet you in the other room. Well, I might as well document this in case I need to know this information. I also found in this box some little pressure fittings. So I was collecting parts for this project. I just kind of lost sight of it. Looks like here I was thinking about a nozzle idea. The idea is just to throw a steady stream of air at the cut so it cleans the chips out, is what this is all about. Remember this old light I used to have in there? Used to be mounted right up into here. But I don't need it anymore because the new router has a light built onto the base of it. Okay, I'll meet you in the CAD room. Okay, so actually I have a couple projects going all at the same time. This is a Dell that guy brought me in, and I'm just trying to clean it here so it looks better on the camera. But anyway, he wants me to take a look at it. He said that the screen is not coming on, so let's take a look at it and see what happens. This is a Vostro 1720, and they're more of a commercial unit. Oh, look at there, it's red. Okay, that's either an inverter or an LCD problem. And when I say LCD, I think this has the fluorescent tubes in it, actually. Well, the guy that brought me this computer, John, he works on autos and trucks and that sort of thing. So he's in a dusty environment, I know that, and he uses this for business. And so I'm just cleaning it up for him a little bit here before we get started. I'm going to have to crack this plastic off the front of this LCD screen. And I think that there's an inverter that lives right down here. Look at that. See that red flicker? Anyway, I'm going to grab some tools and spend a few more minutes cleaning this up for John. That way none of the dirt will fall inside when I open up the screen, because this is made of many layers. There's like 5 layers of different material that make up the screen. And when you open it up, you know, it can be acceptable to getting a bunch of dirt behind the glass or something like that. We don't want that. So alright, I'll clean this up and grab some tools, and I'll meet you back here. I'm going to try to work on this CNC thing today too, so probably have 2 different projects going at the same time, and we'll just keep filming them until both projects are done. Alright. And I have a 15-inch monitor here that I'm going to plug into this computer to demonstrate that, well, actually I wouldn't even do this technique for this machine. I'm just doing it to demonstrate to you. But if you run the monitor on an external unit such as this, you know, you can just verify that it's not the computer, and of course it looks just fine. So in doubt, you can always hook it up to an external if you think it might be the motherboard or some other problem. I pretty much already knew on this one that it wasn't none of that. I'm pretty sure it's the inverter, or it could be the actual LCD screen, but I just wanted to bring that up, that this is a way that you can check it. Alright. Well, I'm over here at my CAD computer and I'm trying to find those CAD files for that router mount that I made. And I just ran into it. It has a date of June 2010 on it, so that's why I'm having trouble with the details of it. It was a couple years ago. I was thinking it was last year, but it was actually 2 years ago. And I can see the redesign for the air cooler right here, so this is probably my latest. Looks like the assembly here. Let's open it up. And while we're sitting here waiting on this to open, I thought I would show you a little thing I picked up at the flea market. Well, not the flea market, I should say. It was the thrift store. But it was this little photo frame. And this thing cost me, I gave the lady $9 for it, $9. And so we just put our little thumbnails to our Guru Brew shows on here to cycle through. It's kind of nice. I mean, for $10, there's a USB card that we stuck in there with all these images on there, and even has a little digital clock. If you press this button up here, there's actually skins for different movable clocks. Up here somewhere. There we go. And then it'll just do the slideshow mode. And this is the second one I purchased. There's another one over here. And this one also works. And I had a project in mind for this one. A little bit fancier. But I think I also paid $9 or $10 for this. No, actually, you know what? I think I paid almost $15 for that one. And so that just goes to show you, go to flea markets, go to thrift stores, and you know, you'll find all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, well, this is where I left off on this project, and you can see where I was modifying the old one. Here's the holes for the dust shoe here. Yeah, I've already done a bunch of the work on here. Notice this bottom plate, how it has this opening on it here, kind of teardrop shape. I did that so that when this plate gets put on and removed, you can see I can actually move it here. It won't be so hard to locate the magnets. So yeah, this is good news that I have these files. So what I'm going to have to do is open this part, this top part, and that's what this is. And I'll bring over my metal bracket that I was showing you earlier, and the hoses, and make sure that these hole sizes are correct. And also I'm going to have to modify the hole for this. And this was the main reason why I was redoing this, actually, is, you know, because the diameter of this was just a little bit too big. But I'll show you how easy it is to actually change out the dimension if I open up my drawing. Here you can see there's the dimension right there, and by just typing in a different number right there, let's click on it. Let's say we want that 4 inches. You can see it automatically adjust, and then when I click the OK button, there's what it looks like in 3D as a 4-inch hole. So I don't want to undo that. I was just showing you, but let me go get some parts and we'll change these dimensions. I'll be back. Okay, I hope I'm not making you dizzy, but I'm multitasking here. I'm going back and forth between these two projects. So I'm back on the laptop and I'm going to remove this plastic benzel from the front. There's 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These might be magnets. I was just looking at the service manual for this Bostro 1720, and they're showing 6 screws. I have 8 here. There's 4 up here and 4 down here. The 2 that they're not showing as screws is these 2. So I'm just gonna pull off these rubber things. Yeah, see, there's a screw underneath there. So I don't know if they updated it or what, but I'm pretty sure I have 8 screws I gotta deal with here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take these rubber feet off, and I just scrape them with my fingernail, or you can use a guitar pick and lift them up and out of the way, and keep them because you want to put them back. They have like a 2-sided sticky tape on them. That's what holds them in place. And it holds pretty good the second time. If not, you can just use a little hot glue. And then you can see the Phillips screw that's underneath here. So I'm going to grab my Phillips screwdriver, my fine one, and a guitar pick, and I'll be back. I guess I should have pulled the battery before I started doing this. Let's go ahead and take care of that battery. Thank goodness this is an easy one so far. I shouldn't have spoke. Something might happen. I need an easy one after that last HP, I tell you. There we go. Yeah, I was right. There's an inverter. It lives right here. So there's the inverter for the fluorescent tube on this LCD screen. And really it can be 3 things. Well, really it can be 2, because 2 of the things would require the same action. If the bulbs are bad inside the LCD, you might as well just replace the entire screen. They have repair kits you can use, but they're a pain. I don't recommend them. I've taken the bulbs out of these before and replaced them, and it does work, but it's very time consuming. And you know, for about $100 you can just replace the screen with a brand new one. This inverter, it's possible it could just be bad. So I'm gonna get out a little test rig that I use, and I'll hook it up to this and show you how that goes. Well, I was looking for a inverter tester that I made, and I found it. It's right here. And I showed this in a video. If you look back and through my videos, you'll see where I showed this machine off as an inverter bulb tester. Problem is, I sold the power supply that goes with this. I sold it by accident, so now I don't have a 3-prong Dell plug. I'll have to get another one. And this is designed to check to see if it's the inverter or the bulbs. So plan 2, because this is out for now. I've got a little bag I found here of used inverters, and I was trying to find one that matched the plug configuration. And you can see these inverters come in all sizes. If you hear that noise in the background, that's Rosie cleaning up. The robot vacuum cleaner. Does a pretty good job. I'm real satisfied with that vacuum. I also have a video on this vacuum. Go to my channel and search for Nito vacuum cleaner, and you'll see the little review I did on this vacuum cleaner that runs on a Linux computer. Anyway, I'm going to pull this one out of there and try to match it up the best I can. And I just want to see if it's the inverter or the bobs. And that's the big question right now. So give me a minute and I'll be back. This is the original one that I took out. And you can see it was just held in there with some two-sided tape. This one's a little bit smaller, but I'm going to just try it and see if it'll fire up the screen. And if it does, I'll go ahead and order a new one. It's a little bit different. Somehow, some way. I don't know how, but it is. Yeah, I guess once I hold them up together, they are different. Yeah. Let me try this one, even though it looks damaged. I didn't realize that there were so many different types of these connectors. That doesn't look like it wants to fit either. Boy, those look the same to me. I don't know. Well, the one I found that fits on this end is a very small one. Hopefully I can stretch these wires far enough to test it. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Yeah. Why me? Yeah. I was down to one of these inverters, and this is a dual. You can see I just put it in here to check it. I haven't turned it on yet though. It's the only one I could get to work. So I don't know if you can put a dual inverter in a single for testing or not, but we're going to try it right now. Well, I don't really see much going on here. Let me switch sides here. I'm going to turn it off because I hear high voltage noises. Here we go again. I can't really do any testing because I don't have the right inverter. Okay, so I failed at trying to find a temporary inverter to fix this. So my only other option to test this is to test it on a known good bulb, and this screen that's damaged will provide that inside. So I'm just gonna bypass its own screen and put it on this broken screen instead. And if the light comes on this screen, then I'll know that it's inverter. So let's go ahead with that. Interesting, look at that. So that's as good a test as any. The bulb in this broken screen is good, and I just temporarily jumped it over, as you can see. So that tells me that this inverter is fine. And John is going to have to buy a new screen, because that works just great. Okay guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and call John and tell him the bad news that he's probably going to have to invest like 150 bucks with labor to get a new screen in this. At least we know now that his inverter is good. I think his, we won't touch his inverter. But I'm going to end the video on this repair, but I'll pick it back up over at the CAD machine in a few minutes, and then when I get the bob in or the screen, we'll replace it in another video. So give me a minute and we'll go back over to the CAD machine. Well, this is the part of the router that came with it. This is the plunge base, and a friend of mine put it in his metal shop and cut this part off. And then he put together a piece of wood for me as a proof of concept how I can hook this on. It's basically 1-inch diameter holes, and then it's bolted up through those. So I took some measurements on this piece of wood and this clamp in particular, and I've been working over here on SolidWorks. And this is the drawing that I modified from the old clamp that I showed you earlier, and I've got all my dimensions and my hole sizes. So these are the new holes here, and then the holes to hold it together are here. Anyway, this is how the CAD drawing is coming out. Let's go ahead and click this button to 3D it. So this should be the new part here, and I inserted it into the assembly so you could see the difference between the old one and the new one. Of course, let's see here. This one is the new one that will hold this clamp. Probably can't see that. So this clamp here is going to fit right up in there, hopefully, the same way as it was mounted on this piece of wood crudely. And the base and everything's still the same down here. Although I did redesign the shoe down here. I don't have to cut a new one out right away, but I did want to make a few new ones later on, so I can always do those later. Anyway, this is what I'm going to cut out. I'm going to get it in master cam and get it ready to cut out. I'm not going to do it in today's show though, because I don't have enough time, because I worked with that computer. By the way, I called the customer and he said go ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and order a screen, and I'll do a show of that next time, and hopefully cut this mount out too. I wanted to show you something that I found real quick. This little light bulb is what is inside an LCD screen, and you can see it's very small, and it has an inverter wire on it here, and it's just a miniature fluorescent tube, and it's probably, this one's over a foot long. I'll put it on my keyboard for scale. You can see how long it is there. So really the LCD screen is fine. It's this bulb that's burned out, but like I said, I've changed these bulbs out before. In fact, they have conversion kits now to switch them over to LED, but they're such a pain in the butt that it's easier just for me as a tech to just go ahead and order a new screen, and it's not that much more expensive by the time you add the labor in there anyway. Okay guys, well, as usual, thanks for watching. We appreciate your comments and your thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That way you'll be notified when we do new videos, like the video coming up of us cutting the router mount on the CNC machine. And just thanks for everything. We appreciate your support. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Hey guys, this is Steve. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to rate and comment. See ya.